Old school Louisville boy like Reese Gaines. I know we were cool back then, but things changed. Your chick give me brain, my chicken's free range. Reporting live from the five.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 23rd episode of the Crack Paddles podcast, the last iteration of our podcast in the year 2025. We're happy that you guys have come along on this journey with us thus far. My name is Alex Crum. My co-host's name is
Kevin Dong.
Kevin Dong. Kevin Diggity Diggity Dong. How are you, my friend? It's been a little bit of a while.
Yeah, a couple week break or 2 or 3 week break.
Yeah, 2 or 3 week break. Holiday season in full swing.
Holiday season. So hopefully, you guys are understanding because this season is obviously busy for most people. So it's been a little chaotic. I mean, I was just visiting my family, and then tomorrow we're gonna go leave and visit the in-laws. So I was telling AC, there's no rest for the weary here.
No rest for the weary. Now, Kevin, let me ask you this. What does a traditional Christmas day in the Dong household look like? What did it look like growing up? What does it look like now?
Just opening some gifts and then dilly-dallying around until the Christmas dinner. So normally a little light lunch because Christmas dinner's, you're feasting. So we try and do like the American traditional American food and stuff for dinner on the holidays.
And were you, as a child, up at like 4 or 5, or were you? How did that normally go?
Depends on the year. Sometimes it's like getting so excited about the gifts, trying to see if Santa's out there eating the milk and cookies. Sometimes it was like, I'm too tired. Like, we're just gonna wake up when we wake up. And this year we did the gifts. We went and played pickleball. Then we had a light lunch. Then we feasted. So it was nice and simple. Yeah. Which I am all for restorative holidays. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need like all the crazy chaotic energy for holidays. We just need nice and calm. Which was surprisingly, I shouldn't say this, but it was surprisingly calm considering that it was the first time that we had multiple significant others at the Dong household for a holiday.
Shout out B Dong, Southern Dumpling, the Matcha King. Right. Shout out my guy. Well, I had a pretty peaceful Christmas, and I spent it by myself. So for the last 5 or 6 years, have spent my Christmas down here in Jupiter Island, and I love Christmas, but I now kind of associate Christmas with the busiest work period of the season. So traditionally, I will teach 9 hours of tennis every day, starting from like December 19th all the way up to like January 5th. It's our busiest time of the year. It's like truly exhausting. You wake up at 5:30, you're on the court at 7:30, off the court at 5:30 or 6. It's dark out. You go home, you shower, say a prayer, eat some soup, go to bed. So we work on Christmas Eve. So like this Christmas Eve, I taught 9 hours. And then we're off on Christmas Day. So a couple of times my family has come down and rented a place in the area, which has been super nice. But like around 4 or 5 p.m. on Christmas Day, I have this like existential dread because I know that I have to wake up at 6 a.m. and then teach every day for the next, 12 days. This year's a little different just because like I'm not teaching full time. I have to go back to Kentucky and get surgery in like 8 or 9 days. So it's not as an extensive of a workload. But this year, my girlfriend went to Tampa to visit her family. So on Christmas Eve, I watched Christmas Story by myself, went to bed early. And then on Christmas Day, I went and saw Avatar by myself at like 10:30 in the morning.
Rated 1 to 10.
To me, all the avatars are like 7.5s. Like they're basically all the same movie. The plot line is essentially the same every single time, but aesthetically, visually, it's kind of like a comfort movie for me.
Right. Nice.
I was like 3.5 hours. Can I do this? But I saw The Brutalist last year. So after seeing that movie, anything, which is like 4.5 hours long, anything seems short in comparison. But it was nice. It was nice. My mom sends me a bunch of presents and
nice.
Got my Dortmund jersey. I get a Dortmund jersey every year. So
hey, You know what? I'm
It
gonna
was
take
nice.
back any sort of complaints about being busy or anything, because yeah, you're in peak busy season and you're hurt and you got the surgeries, to look forward to, and it's like, you know what? I'm gonna claim everything that I put in the complaint box, and we're gonna peel that back.
No, no, look, I don't mind doing it. And so I did last time we talked, I told you I was going to have to get surgery. I went home, met with the surgeon, Dr. Nawab, my guy, really liked him. And we got me scheduled for surgery on January 8th. So that was kind of the soonest that he
Awesome.
could do it. There's an estimate of a 4 to 6 week recovery. I like to think that I'm somewhat of a superhuman, so I hope to be teaching within a few weeks and competing by maybe Mesa. That would be ambitious, but I feel like I
Right?
should be competing by March again at the very latest. I will say it's very frustrating, or not very frustrating, because my knee for the last like week has felt like pretty good. I'm not limping. I'm not having to ice it.
It
I've
could
seen
feel
the
pretty bad. That would be more frustrating. I would think.
No, I honestly, leading up to the surgery, like I want to feel like I'm a crippled. Like I want to be in pain. I want to feel like, all right, I'm going under the knife. I'm paying thousands of dollars to do this. I want to feel like this is something I have to do. Right now, I'm kind of bouncing around, a little bit too well. So I was like, let me schedule a high level singles match this week just to remind myself that I am injured. But I
Well,
need to be careful because I don't need to blow an ACL. No, look, it's a torn meniscus. It needs to get fixed. I could probably limp around on it, but yeah, I have surgery scheduled for like 12 days from now. So there's no going back, but it's just like I was telling my girlfriend tonight, I'm like, I will wish my knee hurt a little more. Because like 2 weeks ago I could barely walk, and now I'm, bouncing around a little bit. But
I see what you're
anyway,
saying, but I
yeah,
don't
no,
agree.
yeah, no, I know.
Either way, that's the 2026 item on agenda item. But we're gonna take a look through our top moments from 2025, just top moment of each of our pickleball years, and then we're gonna do paddle awards. So cracked paddles paddle awards for 2025. We'll do drill of the week, weekly gratitude, and we'll end with what we're looking forward to in 2026. Right?
Yeah,
So
perfect. Let's
we got
rip it, Kev.
plenty to get through. So do you want to start with your top moment 2025, or you can do a
Yeah, no,
couple?
no, no. I mean, yeah, I think obviously it would have to probably be the tournament in Atlanta for me, which kind of set some events in motion that ultimately led me to getting a PPA contract and some other cool things in my life. So yeah, I mean, I'd say that first win against Federico. I don't know if I'll
Yeah.
ever have a moment where it felt like, just that I came out of nowhere and kind of announced my arrival on the pickleball scene.
And how many matches did you have to go through to get to Federico? Because you had all the qualifying matches and then one or two rounds
Yeah,
of main draw, right?
so I had three qualifying matches, a round of 28, and then the match against Fed was in the round of 64. I ended up winning two more after that, so that was seven matches, and then unfortunately lost to Dylan Frazier in three sets in the quarterfinals there.
Yeah.
So that was special. Just I had a lot of people who watched that match, who reached out. Was super cool. Second was probably being on ESPN. My finals match against Armand was live on, not live, but they played it on ESPN too. Um, and I think that's the first time APP had ever put a singles match on the stream, but it was a very crazy singles match that ended up going to like 25-23 in the second game, which is kind of outrageous. So like, yeah, I had a few of my students this week that were like, "We saw you on ESPN," and that was kind of cool. I had almost kind of forgotten about that. Um, so yeah, probably that whole 2 week stretch in May, and then I had the drama with my mom almost passing and all that. So it was just kind of a weird 2 weeks, but exciting and sad and everything else. But yeah, that day beating Fed for the first time was probably the most special moment for me, I would say. Had some other good wins since then, but yeah, that's what sticks out in my mind.
Yeah. I mean, you've had definitely a handful of pretty stellar wins, and obviously a lot of good wins outside of the headliners as well. So, I mean, dude, it's been fun to watch, and obviously, really glad that seems like your mom's doing well now. So,
Yeah, she's all good.
fortunately, that was the Twilight Zone, and now you're back to back to the normal.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So no, yeah, that was special, and obviously beating Ben and everything else, but definitely not satisfied. Definitely have FOMO right now being on the bench, and just super excited for the next year. Again, I paid rent the other day for the first time in like 5 years. Traditionally, I would get free housing through work, but I am moving to Palm Beach Gardens full time at the end of January. So super excited for the opportunities to train and everything else. Yeah, been a good year, Kev. But you also had some pretty amazing results this year on the court. Walk us through
Yeah.
it. What was your favorite there?
I mean, it's hard. Sorry, it's easy for me to pick because there's one standout moment, and that is making the semifinal run with Wade at the April Fort Lauderdale APP tournament. And before then, it was kind of like a moment where I was thinking, okay, well, I'm engaged. I'm gonna get married in 2025. Like, at some point we gotta start planning for a family. Like, at what point do I just kind of say, all right, is 2025 the last year that I compete in pickleball and start transitioning to, just like playing for fun at home, basically. And especially because at that point, like, I hadn't really had any results past qualifiers really for ever and or at all ever. And then Wade and I make that semifinal run, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, maybe all this hard work I've been putting in, like maybe I don't suck now. Like maybe I'm like somewhat functional at pickleball. And obviously it was like super crazy windy, and the conditions were really prime for Wade and I's style of like pure chaos, drive crash, speed up anything and everything. And obviously that just that helped us make a run. But then my second favorite moment was actually saying, all right, Wade, like, are we a team that made the semifinals, or are we a semifinal team? And obviously we didn't get back to the semifinals, but the very next month in Cincinnati, in the hometown, we made a quarterfinal run. So it was, obviously that's also just a really hard thing to do. And just being able to back that up was awesome to do with Wade, who I've known for over a decade. He started as my college rival in tennis, and then he became my assistant coach, and then he became a friend, and then now we're partners on the pickleball court. So it's just been special to do something like that with a really close friend. And he got injured in August, so it's been tough. I've been missing him for sure since then, and hopefully we can he can recover at 100%. And it seems like he's doing really well with his ankle, and looking forward to 2026 running that partnership back. Okay.
Yeah, man. I remember I was like following on my phone. Obviously, I couldn't stream. I don't know, for whatever reason I couldn't stream it, but I remember just keep updating and keep seeing Dong Herboth with the bold black, and I was like, hell yeah, man! Like these boys are rolling. So, look, I mean, it's super tough to win out there, and like, you know, I have thoughts on like the current state of pro pickleball, and like, you know, there are so many really good players out there like trying to make it, that are investing thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into themselves, like literally thousands of people. And whether or not it ever becomes something that's like lucrative and sustainable full time for either one of us, like, most people don't even get those moments that we've had this year. So like, I could say like, you beat some of the best teams. You took out, Purple Jesus, made the quarterfinals, made the semis. Like for a lot of people, like that would be enough. I know neither one of us are satisfied at all, but if nothing else, at some point when we look back on our playing days, it's like, all right, like I had some success. I had those moments, and you can't quite describe how you feel in moments like that, right, as a competitor, but certainly gratifying, right? So
Yeah, maybe I can't.
Just because there's so many people that are trying to knock down that door. So
Maybe I can't pinpoint the exact description, but I will say there's been 2 times that I've cried from pickleball in my life, and one was when I qualified with Ben McLaren, aka BMAC, for our first ever main draw appearance in Cincinnati 2024. It was just like a moment of like, oh my god, we just did that. And then it was after we reached the quarterfinals in Fort Lauderdale, so we ended up winning another match. But I remember me and Wade just going back to the pro tent, being like, wait, what does this mean? Like, how many points did we get? Like, wait, we won prize money? Like, what is that? Like, we can win money from playing an APP? Like, and I just remember, like, he was like, okay, I'm gonna go call my girlfriend. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go call Maggie. She didn't pick up, but it's okay. And then so I just, I was walking out like way behind at the back of the complex and just sat down, and it all just kind of hit me, and I was like, yeah, like, dang, like, yeah, it is. You do work really hard for this. The talent pool is getting more and more saturated with really good athletes, and it's just it's special when something like that finally breaks through. But anyway.
Cheers to more in the future, my friend.
Cheers to more in the future. That's the plan.
All right. And also another special memory for me has been starting this podcast with you. It's been fun to come on here and keep it real with the people. I think you and I are definitely very different, but also have some similarities, and obviously have a shared passion for the game. So we like to come on here and just keep it a buck with you guys, try to, tell us how we're genuinely feeling, genuinely thinking about, the state of our games, state of our lives, everything else. So we appreciate every one of you. And it's been super fun to come on here, and, it's something I look forward to doing for hopefully many years to come. And so it's been a pleasure to be on the horn with you, Kev.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like this gives us like an easy built-in excuse to stay in touch. Not that we weren't without this, but I mean, it's obviously, 100%. I mean, like, I especially when we're busy, it's literally just nice to talk to you and then see what all the viewers have to say about that. So
exactly.
I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do.
Exactly. Well, Kev, you yourself are a self-proclaimed paddle nerd, and I would have to back you up on that. Let me just preface, before you go into this rabbit hole, let me just preface this by saying my favorite paddle of the year, my favorite paddle of all time, is the Proton Flamingo 15 millimeter. I do have a couple of the brand new Peacocks. Traditionally, I don't love foam paddles, but I haven't really given the Peacock a fair shake because I do have a torn meniscus. But I absolutely love the Flamingo. For me, it's a perfect combination of power, grit, control, all those things. So that's what I got. I'm a Proton Flamingo guy. Kevin, on the other hand, has had his hand in multiple cookie jars. So, Kev, I'll let you take it away for your paddle awards of the year here.
All right. Before we start the Cracked Paddles Paddle Awards of 2025, let me first freeze my camera so that we don't show everything that's a complete tornado in my office. I sorry if this looks a little goofy, but I know that somehow this will freeze the camera. Okay, perfect. All right. So in 2025, I started as a sponsored player, sponsored by Pickleball Apes. And then after that, essentially my thought process was, you know what? Like, I would rather, like, since I don't rely on pickleball for my full-time income, I would rather be independent as a pickleball player, get to try all these paddles that all the paddle nerds talk about, Chris Olsen, Pickleball Effect, Pickleball Pursuit, John Q, etc. Everyone, all these people that I watch, I'm like, well, I don't want to just listen. I'd want to, like, play with it too. So I said, screw it, no more sponsorships for the most part. Let me just see if I can, be an affiliate for all the paddle companies, and that way I can get and try all these different paddles. So I'm just going to flash every single paddle that I've played with this year, or tried. Pickleball Apes Pulse V, Yola Pro 4, 11624 Power Hirachi X, Alpha Pro Power, Holbrook Arma, both the metallic and the carbon face. Friday Fever, 6-0 Black Opal, Luz Tornazo and the Inferno, Bread and Butter Loco, Luz Cannon, Engage Alpha, Thrive Fury, and Apes Charm, and the Selkirk Boomstick. So
no Proton on there, Kev.
No Proton. You gotta fix.
It's hard to get a Proton. I got some old flamingos for you.
Yeah. So the way that I'm going to do the paddle awards here is we're going to give top three power paddles, top three all court paddles, and then we're going to do top paddles that I want to try because I haven't tried every paddle under the sun. And then we're going to give one singular paddle of the year.
Okay, I'm excited. I have a guess, but I'm gonna wait. I have a guess, but we'll see.
Okay, so top 3 power paddles. This is the category that, most people are chasing power, myself included. This is the one that I, spent the absolute most time trying to find the paddle for myself to play with. So all 3 of these actually 2 of them I've competed in tournaments with. So one is still waiting for an actual tournament appearance. But coming in at number 3 is the Selkirk Boomstick. So, I mean, in terms of a paddle that is almost it feels like it's at the absolute limit of power. I mean, the sweet spot is pretty good. The consistency across the face is pretty good. And the spin is really good. I mean, the Infinity Grit is really hard to figure out if it actually lasts super, super duper long. But I will say from the actual feel of the Infinity Grit, it doesn't feel like it lasts in terms of the texture. But then in terms of the output, it still spins like crazy even after the texture changes. So whatever they're doing, it seems to work. I mean, I played with, I think I had 2 units across like 3 months, and I even lent them out and stuff. So yeah, still generates plenty of spin. Insane pop, insane power. It's really hard to knock the Boomstick. The only reason why the next 2 paddles, are higher are because the swing weight with these MOI tuning weights, like stuck here, the swing weight is actually pretty high on the Boomstick for me. So I was able to achieve basically, 85, 90, 95% of this power with the Bread and Butter Loco, which is our number 2 slot. And the swing weight is so much lower. So this comes insanely gritty as well. The control and feel, I mean, it's like there's nothing more you could want out of the sweet spot. And it's about like, I don't know, this is just all subjective, but 85 to 90% of the power of the Boomstick. So it's like way easier to use just from the pure fact that there's less heat. That being said, it still hits hard. So plenty of offense, and yeah, it's way more maneuverable. I know I'm holding up the hybrid. I knew that the elongated was actually a lot higher swing weight. There is no hybrid Boomstick, so I was not able to compare those directly. But anyway, so that's the Bread and Butter Loco. Won around in the APP Fort Lauderdale tournament with this one. So yeah, I mean, it does well. Anyway, final. Do you have any guesses on what the final paddle, the top power paddle is?
I mean, probably the Yola Pro 4.
No, it is not. It is not. If it had grit on it, maybe it would make an appearance on here. But it's actually the Luz Inferno.
Ooh, the Inferno.
Yes. So the reason why I like this one so much is because the swing weight is not as high as other elongateds, or at least the unit that I have. Like, I added a little bit of weight. It's still significantly faster in the hands than the Boomstick. And on top of that, it is like, it's very plush. So instead of feeling like super, super stiff and rigid like the Boomstick does, this feels a little bit more like, I mean, this is not a scientific term, but more like dwelly or like trampoline-like. So it feels like more like it's catching and grabbing and releasing. So this is not something that AC Baby would necessarily like, because it's so much more of a trampoline effect, but or that's the feel of it. But for me, it's like it just feels like it's so easy to unleash the power when you want it, but also be able to like hit the soft resets and stuff and dinks when you need it to. And the grit when it's fresh is pretty wild. So
okay,
yeah, that's the top 3
Luz
power
Inferno.
battles. Luz Inferno. I feel like there's a big
congratulations to Team Luz.
Yeah, I mean, Luz came out of nowhere in 2025. I feel like literally last year they sent me a paddle and I tried it, and it was like a Gen 2 paddle or something. And I was like, oh, like there's nothing wrong with it. There's just nothing like great about it. And
Yeah,
then now they
I
came out with all these crazy
I
ones.
tried both of those. I had them send me a couple. This was over a year ago, obviously before I signed with Proton or anything like that. And I was like, this is a pretty basic Gen 2 paddle. But literally ever since then, they've been seemingly putting out, especially like with the Canon, $100 paddle that still performs pretty well. So kudos to them. They're obviously doing something right over there.
Yep. All right. So top 3 all court paddles. So all court, I didn't really do a control paddle category because I can't even think about like what really falls in that category that was released in 25
Plus,
anymore.
like you're also not like you're not out here playing with the era, so that's not a paddle that's high on your priority list.
Right. So I was actually struggling to think of 3 all court paddles that I actually genuinely liked enough to promote. But I will say a last minute addition to number 3, if I can find it,
Is I know what it's gonna be.
do you know what it is?
I have a guess. We'll see if I'm right.
Courtesy of Scott Peck and Wiggity Wade.
Oh, okay. The Friday.
It's the Friday Fever. And one huge disclaimer. You do need quite a bit of weight to turn this from a pillow into a great all-court paddle. The feel and is great. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but it does not hit all that hard until you add a bunch of weight around basically almost the entire paddle. I have everything except for the very tip of the top. I have a little bit of weight covering all of that. And it goes from like an absolute pillow to a very, very serviceable like power and pop levels. And at the same time, the grit is actually pretty insane. Like it does come very, very gritty. And on top of that, I feel like because the power levels aren't so insane, I feel like I cannot miss speed ups. Like literally every single speed up or fourth that I hit out of the air or off the bounce, it all comes down. And same with serves. I feel like the magic of the Friday Fever is that you can basically like take huge swings and balls will stay in. So it's not necessarily supplying the power by the paddle itself, but it allows you to swing bigger. Literally imagine Wade Haraboth hitting a drive. He's like using his entire body, and with the Friday Fever, it just comes down because it's not trampling to the fence and beyond. It's like coming down with all the grit and stuff. So
Sure.
That's just my take. I mean, I did not like this paddle for the longest time. I kept trying it again and again and again, especially because Wade loved it so much, and then eventually I was just like, wait, how do you what kind of weight are you putting on this paddle? There's no way you're just like swinging this impossibly hard. I don't know what word I was looking
Inhumanely, outrageously, insanely fast.
But he basically said he puts weight basically around the entire head, and I don't always put weight towards the tip of the head if it's an elongated, but with the Fever I did. So number 3. All right, number 2 all court paddle goes to Pickleball Apes Charm
The
S.
Orange Crush.
Yeah, Charm S and Charm V both are great. I didn't spend a whole lot of time with the elongated, but the pumpkin spice latte paddle or the orange crush, whatever you want to call it,
man.
Cool
aesthetic.
It definitely stands out on the court. At the same time, this is the one that has like the diced core, so they have incisions going across on both sides of the core, and the idea is that it basically will trampoline the ball off a little bit more when you hit big swings on serves and drives and overheads. And to be fair, it feels like literally like it does feel like an all court paddle. And then when you get to a certain velocity, it does seem like it hits like a big stair step harder. But at the same time, whatever they're doing with the core, like the face doesn't feel that gritty, but whatever they're doing with the core, like this thing spins insanely well. Like, yeah, I was just surprised. Like I'll have to take some videos, but like I feel like drives were literally just dipping so hard, and same with serves. So it was almost like with the serves, you you could almost like hit like kick serves because you can hit it so high, it'll drop down, and then yeah. So whatever Pickleball Apes did with the dice core or whatever, yeah, it spins like crazy. So that's definitely a huge recommendation for me. Last but not least, number 1 all court paddle. You would never guess what paddle I have in my hand for this one.
Drive Fury.
No, is
0 for 2.
Engage
yeah.
Alpha. Literally, they sent me this, and I didn't have high expectations. Like, I gave my mom one of these paddles for Christmas because one, it's foam, so durability is gonna be great in theory. Number 2, like the sweet spot is like the entire. It feels like a foam version of the Pickleball Apes Pulse series. Like the entire face is a sweet spot. It's not too heavy in the hands, and yeah, it's got serviceable pop and power. Like, it's nothing that's gonna like stand out and absolutely blow your mind away. But for my mom, who's maybe a 3.25 and just needs something reliable and light in her hands, like this was perfect. Like, she literally had an instant upgrade, even just after 20 minutes of drilling with this paddle and then playing some games over last week. So yeah, I'm very impressed with Engage because I did not like their previous lineup of paddles at all. Like, I felt like their old paddles, the all black one with the targets on it, those are the only paddles that I cannot dink with.
Yeah, I couldn't hit a ball with them. I've hit with them before, but that paddle, I know like Ronan plays with it. Richard plays with it. They're big fans, and Ronan's been playing some really good ball. Both those guys. So yeah, and it's super gritty too. No,
I wouldn't say super gritty. I'd say it's like standard.
Fresh out of the box. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say it's standard. It's nothing like out of control or anything. Like almost every other paddle. Like the Friday Fever, Boomstick, Loco, Inferno, all of those are for sure grittier on the surface.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, very impressed with the Engage Alpha, since it's a quick turnaround from my opinions on their previous line of paddles. For what it's worth, Kevin Dong is probably savings on most of those paddles. And then quick little honorable mention. The Luz Tornazo is basically a stiffer version of the Luz Inferno and taking away like 10% of the heat. So it's almost like just under the Boomstick. And yeah, I mean, very, very solid option if you don't want totally out of control power. And I actually genuinely think you would love this paddle because you like stiffer paddles that, you can feel the brush of the ball and everything.
Right.
And then the last honorable mention is the Drive Fury.
Drive Fury. There we go. I knew that was going to make it in there.
Yeah. And then just quick disclaimer, top 3 paddles that I want to try still.
Okay, the Proton Peacock. No.
The Proton Peacock. Okay, I guess number 4. Number 3, the Vatic VSOL Pro. Number 2, the Rhombus Quanta. And number 1, the RPM, which James Ignatowicz says is in the mail on the way to me, but we'll see. He said that for the last like 3 months.
He's had some things going on, so
that is fair. Yeah.
You might be on the back burner as far as that's concerned, but I hope you get that paddle soon. Everyone seems to love it. So,
Kat Stewart just made a PPA finals with that paddle.
She did. She's a stud though. She's a top women's singles player. I wasn't that. I mean, yeah, kudos to Kat, but that's not a huge shocker. That girl can ball.
Oh my god, I played like 5. I helped her warm up for her finals at the USA Nationals singles final, and literally like I played 5 warm up points against her. I couldn't win a single one. I was irresponsibly dying for every single ball, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't get one.
Yeah, she's pretty effortless. Like when you watch her play, just like her movement and just like her strokes, like she never looks like she's over accelerating, if that makes sense. Like she's always kind of like in the pocket. Like it always looks somewhat fluid and like even when you watch her serve, like it's just kind of like, she's not.
Yes.
It doesn't feel rigid at all. It feels very flowy, if that makes sense.
Her drops are the most buttery drops I've ever seen. It is insane.
Yeah. No,
Like,
she's super talented, and I haven't spoken much with her, but seems like a super nice girl. So congrats to her.
all right,
All right, paddle of the year, Kevin. You
paddle of the
guys know what
year.
mine is. Proton Flamingo. What's Kevin's?
It's the Luz Inferno.
It's the
I've just
Luz
been falling in love with
Inferno.
this thing. Yeah. I mean, I am a
Wow.
sucker for all the power and pop that I can find. This is, you know, almost top tier, not quite, so a little bit easier to control than the boomstick. And at the same time, it's way lighter in the hand, so hand speed is also really important to me. And yeah, the Luz Inferno takes it home.
Okay, now my question to you, could we see you become a monogamous man as far as paddles are concerned anytime soon, or no? Are you going to continue on this polyamorous journey that you're
Um,
on?
it is a lot of fun to try all these different paddles. I will say, unless I become a full-time pickleball player, content creator, etc., coach or something, I am planning on staying independent with the paddles. But if I ever were to say, all right, like, I launch a online pickleball school or something, and like all of a sudden there's 500 students signed up, like, okay, if I am ever at the point
5,000?
where it makes sense to go full-time pickleball, sure, I'll probably end up getting a paddle sponsor.
Okay. All right. That was my question.
I mean, I just think the enjoyment I get out of getting stacks of paddles sent my way and testing them all like toys, uh, it outweighs
Yeah, no, that's
the
fun.
benefit of the sponsor.
It is fun. It is fun, especially when you're not paying for it. Back when I was a free agent, I was paying for all the paddles. So you at least have been smart about accruing them in a logical and cost efficient way.
Yeah. Well, I had to buy a couple of these, but yeah, I had to buy a Yola Pro 4 or 2, and then I had to buy the Bread and Butter Loco because
Okay,
they won't
yeah,
respond to
they
any of
don't
my
they,
messages.
they don't respond to anybody. I respect it though. They're like one of the few paddle companies that like has no affiliation to UPA, no affiliation to USAP. Like
Hmm.
they're one of the few that like does that and then has like really cool branding and marketing, and like I'm sure they've made quite a few bucks. So
Right.
like they're definitely in the green, that company. So,
Yeah.
I wish they were like UAP approved because I think they're cool, but
If anything,
uh
they can't grow fast enough. Like they can't scale their operation because they keep selling out. Like as soon as
yeah,
they
but I mean
get stock.
I think that's kind of the goal, right? Like I think
Yeah.
that guy, Doug, whatever his name is, he's been pretty, and I've said this for years that I thought that their marketing was um next level. I bought a Shogun at some point. I absolutely
Oh, I
hated
remember
it,
that.
but I was convinced that like that was going to be my paddle. The
Look,
packaging was so cool and everything else was so cool, but I hated it.
I don't have the Shogun, but that was like a titanium weave, right? And
Yeah, it
like
was titanium weave.
the Holberg,
I couldn't hit the ball over the net.
yeah, the Holberg has a titanium weave too, and I just think it's a gimmick. Like,
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, not that it makes it like an impossible paddle to use. It's just like
Sure.
it's not really doing anything for you.
It's not grabbing the ball. I was
Right.
hitting. I remember I went out on the ball machine and was like had my Shogun like, and I was so pumped and I like was missing everything. But like literally I missed like 8 balls in the ball machine in a row. I was like, all
Oh
right.
gosh,
Um,
that's
but all
tough.
right, Kev. Well, congratulations to Luz. Congratulations to all the other paddle winners. Congratulations to Proton once again for winning my Paddle of the Year award. All right, after Kev has broken down his top paddles of 2025, perfect time for us to introduce our sponsor, MidwestRacketSports.com. The best deals on all the hottest paddles. You can get a high majority of the paddles Kevin talked about on MidwestRacketSports.com. If you use code CP15, that is 15% off. They have a very extensive demo program. If you're somebody like Kevin who has to try every new paddle that comes out, this demo program is for you. They've got shoes, hats, bags. You can get a Cracked Paddles hat. You can get all kinds of things. Great deals on shoes. That's where I buy all my shoes. I like the Nike GP Pro. I know Kev has been rocking the Mizunos. Is that
Yep,
correct?
the
Um,
Mizuno Enforced Tour.
so anyway, any racket sports, tennis, pickleball, badminton, ping pong, you can find it all at MidwestRacketSports.com. Can't thank them enough for the supporting this show. Use code CP15 for 15% off MidwestRacketSports.com.
CP15.
CP15. What do we want to segue onto here? Drill of the week? You got one?
Quick little drill of the week, and it's a drill that I did with my mom during this
Okay.
holiday season.
Hashtag
So
drills with mom.
yeah, exactly. So for the record, my mom's around like a 3.25, and her
Very
pickleball.
specific with that number, Kevin.
Well,
3.25.
She's definitely
Three,
better than 3.0, but I
three,
wouldn't say she's 3.5 yet.
I'll say Mrs. Tong, she's a 3.4.
Okay, gotcha. So, her pickleball coach, they focus a lot on like dinking, dropping, serving, like those skills. But I was like, okay, at some point, you need a little bit of offense, right? Like, and I was like, Mom, didn't you play ping pong growing up all the time in China? And she's like, yeah, of course. So I was like, okay, literally hit a ping pong backhand. If I give you a pop up, you gotta be spanking that like a ping pong backhand. Like that flick should be coming second hand nature to you. So sure enough, like I just feed a couple of flicks to her, and she's banging these right at my chicken wing without even like me telling her to hit my chicken wing. She's just like,
Yeah.
I'm just getting chicken winged left and right. So I was like, okay, here's the drill. We're gonna dink, and I'm not allowed to speed up out of the air. So she's not. Or sorry, I'm not allowed to speed up off the bounce. Speed up out of the air only is the only option to attack. And when either of us have a speed up out of the air, we try and finish the point. So it's basically a modified kitchen game with zero attacks off the bounce. And I think this is actually applicable to a lot of people because it's like a lot of people pull the trigger too early off the bounce because they're bored of dinking or they're hitting the panic button. But if you're just disciplined and dinking until you get something that you can reach out of the air and speed up, that's an easy recipe for success a lot of times at most levels, I'd say. And we did that for about 15 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden like my mom had a backhand flick, and she knew why she was dinking, and it was like, wow, like I feel like she just got like a huge bump in her levels. So we ended up playing some games with her friends right after that, and like there were multiple times when she found that backhand flick, and I was like, wow, like that was really cool to see. So kitchen game, no speed ups off the bounce, only out of the air. See who's got better dinks and who's got better flicks.
I should do that. Although I can guarantee you your mom will have a better backhand flick than me, but that's not saying much.
Hey, it was pretty good.
I believe it. Yeah, especially if she has the ping pong background. Like that's what it is, baby.
Yeah.
That's what it is. All right. Well, that's cool. Glad to see Mama Don. Where she's a 3.4 today. Maybe she'll be a 3.5 tomorrow.
Yeah. After a few more sessions of drilling that flick.
Few more sessions. Exactly. Well, Kev, what do we want to do? A little gratitude?
Sure.
It's holiday season.
You should take the lead here.
All right. So I'm gonna make this easy. I am grateful for warm weather. I am in Florida right now. I'll be honest, I had not felt anything under like 45 degrees in probably 6 years. I've spent the last 6 winters, so from like November 1st till May 1st in South Florida, teaching. And then I had to go back to Louisville, whatever it was, 10, 12, 13 days ago. And we had a 2 day stretch where it was like 5 degrees, like legitimately.
You were there during the snowstorm?
I was there, yeah, when it was 5 degrees. And like honestly, like I don't, and I sound like a snob, but like I don't know how people exist in the wintertime. Like I always talk about this, but like when you wake up in the morning and it's 6:30 and you have something you don't want to do and it's like 4 degrees and you're like, oh my God, I have to put on pants, I have to put on a jacket, I have to put on a beanie, I have to like de-ice my car. Like it
shovel the driveway.
Correct. It makes everything like 58 times worse. Like when I wake up in South Florida and I don't have anything and I have something that I don't want to do, like I go outside and I'm like, all right, it's 75 degrees. Like I have shorts and a t-shirt on. I'm like, all right, like let me just get to it. You know what I mean?
That's why Midwesterners have a lot of grit.
They do. And I was a Midwesterner at one point, but I think I've just decided that like I'm a Florida guy. Like I'm a Kentucky boy, but I'm a Florida man. You know what I'm saying? Like this is where I want to be. Like it's just you cannot overstate it. Now, obviously, in the summer and fall and spring is one thing, but like once it hits December, like yeah, this I don't want to like feel like a schmuck for 4 to 5 months out of the year. And yeah, I'd like to just skip over that entirely. So I am grateful for warm weather. Let's see, what do we got tomorrow? Now, to be fair, I'll be in the tennis court limping around with torn meniscus, although not limping that much. Let's see. I know it's going to be sunny. It doesn't rain where I am in Florida. Yeah, tomorrow we've got a high of 78 degrees, low of 58.
Hey, tomorrow in
No
Cincinnati,
sunshine.
high of 70,
Yeah,
low
see,
of 25. It is plummeting.
yeah, that's how it goes in the Midwest.
Oh my God. I've never seen a 45-degree difference.
Disparity,
70
yeah.
high,
Dude, it happens
25 low.
happens all the time in Louisville and Cincy. Like this time of the year, like you'll get one day where it's like 72, and then the next day it's like 11.
That's crazy.
But anyway, so that's what I'm thankful for. Warm weather and sunshine. Kevin, what about you? What about you?
I will say I'm thankful that I have the opportunity to get free paddles and product and stuff. Obviously, that is not a position that everyone can be in. Obviously these stacks are pretty wild in of itself. But I actually recently got a fun little package from Dill Crew. This is not sponsored at all, but like, dude, these like little grips, like I really like tacky grips, and that's why I was using Turna Mega Tack grips. Super grip, super tacky. But I'm not joking. Literally, they had an ad where they would put the grip on the window and it would just stick there. And I was like, there's no way that's like actually how tacky it is. So obviously I like DM them and they send me some. Sure enough, first thing I do, put it on the the Lutz Tornazo, stuck it against the window, and it was just staying there. I was like, holy cow. Like, and they feel great. So not,
What's it called? What's the name?
Dill Crew?
Dill Crew?
Yeah. I mean, they have some fun
Dill
colors.
Crew, that Dill Crew.
Dude, look at the packaging. Like it is a Gripzilla, yeah.
All right.
It's pretty cool.
I like it.
So not a paid ad. I think I did just set up an affiliate code with him, Kevin Dong, whatever. But I just genuinely, like, it's fun to just like people send random stuff, and I'm like, oh, like, yeah, like, okay, like I was paying for grips. Now I don't have to pay for grips.
Yeah.
Like,
well, listen, it comes to the platform. You work hard to build a platform, and that's one benefit of having done that. So
I mean, that's a indirect product of having people that listen and watch the content that I make. So with you or with on my own channel and stuff. So it's very much appreciated, because obviously hopefully it returns the value to you guys, because if I get free stuff, I get to share it. And I mean, I'm telling you, dude, like I'll have to give you one of these grips, because or do you like tacky grips? Or
not
like
really. I like Turner grip. I'm a Turner grip guy.
Yeah, like the normal Turner grip, not the Mega Tack.
Yeah, I mean, I change. Like if I'm competing, I'll change it every other match or something like that. But the fresh feel of the Turner to me is unmatched. That's what I do, man.
Creature of habit from your tennis days.
Exactly.
Yeah. All
right, Kev. Well, should we wrap up? Talk a little bit about, kind of what our goals are for next year, maybe what we're looking forward to, things we want to see, just kind of what we're expecting in the new year.
Sure. My biggest goal my biggest goal for 2026 is just to hold myself accountable. I feel like throughout 2025, I've gone through seasons of like grinding my face off and getting better, and then a little bit of complacency, like after the magical runs, like in April and May, like somewhere along the lines between May and October, I feel like the wheels fell off the wagon, and I feel like I could feel those results where I can notice, wow, like I used to be the guy that was like getting better faster than everyone, partly because I was so much worse to start with, but now I'm starting to plateau, and it's like, okay, am I plateauing because of my talent cap, or because I haven't been doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing? So I to be honest, yes, like life, other things to balance, work, obviously, but it's just a fun challenge, right? Like holding yourself accountable, doing things that you don't want to do, to try and accomplish something that you haven't done before, There's just something special about that. It's hard for the sake of being hard. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? It's almost
Sure.
like, who cares in 5 years if I make another semifinal run or a quarterfinal run or whatever? Like, literally no one will care
No.
except for me.
Right.
So it's like, okay, like I I I just want to be able to enjoy that in 2026. It's like going for the chase and for the sake of, holding
For the
myself
sake of
accountable
it.
and improving myself as a person. So hopefully that happens. We'll see day by day though.
I have faith in you, Kevin Dog. I think that's good. I think if you do those things, then the results that you want will come your way.
Yep. How about you? What's 2026 got
I
for
mean,
AC baby?
some black and white goals, I would say, would be win a gold medal in singles on the PPA tour, win a challenger gold medal in doubles on the tour. And then aside from that, for the first time in my pickleball journey, I'm gonna have the opportunity to train with pros, assuming people will practice with me like week in and week out, day in and day out. I mean, I'm gonna be a 25-minute drive away. My house is a 25-minute drive away from the pickleball capital of the country, for better or for worse,
Hmm.
free play. I mean, that's where everyone is, right?
Yep.
You get on Instagram, you see it's like, oh, there's Alshon, there's Grayson, there's Richard, there's Tanner, there's Anna Bright. Like they're all there all day long. That's all they do. They go, they play pickleball, they cold plunge, they eat hot pot, they do God knows what. But this is what they do, right? Like they're training, practicing with each other all day long, like up until this point. And you have your little a good solid Cincy crew, other people that are good players that are working towards the same goals as you are. I haven't really had that. Some good friends, Ben Bosing, Paul, like my friend Paul, who's training, trying to be pro. Like have been people in Louisville, but nobody that uh,
Is a
like
top 20 player in the
again
world.
in any sport, right? Like you get better
Yeah.
from competing against people that are your contemporaries and people that are better than you and things like that. Like sure, I can show up and play against a bunch of 5-0s and feel like Ben Johns on the doubles court, but then I play Ben Johns and I feel like you know what I'm saying?
You
So it's
feel
like
like the 5-0.
right, exactly. So
Yeah.
just I think to your point, taking advantage of that. I've always said oh well, I can't practice with that. I have no one to practice with. I have no one to play me in singles within a 400-mile radius. These are direct quotes, and it's true,
Hmm.
to a certain extent. Well, guess what? That's not going to be the case anymore. I'll have about 20 guys who can beat me in singles within a 30 to 45-mile radius on a given day. So
Right.
look, I got to get healthy first. Hopefully that will be the case within the next. Yeah, I'm hoping to be healthy within 6 weeks. My surgery is in about 10 days, and from there, I'm probably about a month out. It's not a very serious surgery. It's been annoying. Um, but yeah, another thing that I just wanted to mention is that I want to be better about pursuing monetary opportunities, money-making opportunities within pickleball. Um, I think we're going to be pretty soon, we're going to be at a pretty big crossroads in the world of pro pickleball because um, the reality is that when the guaranteed money era is up, which I was never a part of to begin with, you're going to have a lot of brokies out there. There is not going to be very many people making money playing professional pickleball unless you are one of the top 10 to 15 players in the world, which most people are not, or B, you're very creative about how you market yourself and partner with brands and this, that, and the third. But I think you're going to see a lot of people totally disappear because financially they're just not going to be able to swing it.
Yeah.
And let me say that, I don't really have an issue with that, to be honest with you. Like, the reality is this: probably only about 100 tennis players in the world uh, make good, livable money playing tennis. And tennis has been around for way longer than pickleball, and tennis generates, you know, 20x, right? What pickleball
Probably more.
generates, probably more from a professional standpoint. So pickleball is at its infancy. I fully believe in the long-term prospects of it becoming like a global, big, international professional game. The reality is, right now, it's not there, and you got a lot of guys in their 20s and 30s basically bankrupting themselves on a pipe dream. And look, I respect it, but it's the reality. And I'm fortunate to have another source of income and everything else, but I would like to be more, just more mindful about pursuing these opportunities because you can make money in pickleball. It's just not necessarily in the traditional way. So that's a goal for myself to, try to step outside the comfort zone a little bit and look into those opportunities and be better about doing content and all that stuff. So.
No, I like it.
It's very long-winded to say, a very long-winded way of saying I need to do more content, and I got more music coming out as well. Hopefully sooner than later. So, I
think it's a great point though, because the landscape is constantly changing in pickleball, and the 3-year tour war contracts for MLP, PPA, whatever, that's all starting to renew, right? Or cycle out, or not renew. So. Yeah, there's just a lot that's going to be changing, and I feel like in the U.S. there's a lot of companies that have spent a lot on pickleball and have or have not seen the return. It's a mixed bag of results, and so a lot of that money may or may not dry up. So maybe some of it comes from more international brands or other stuff, or finding the relationships with the companies that are still going all in on pickleball. So things are going to change, and it's going to be very interesting to be there each step of the way. I will say one last thing to look forward to for 2026. I'm looking forward to you getting healthy, doing all of your rehab, not coming back too soon if you're hurting, but hopefully it is as soon as possible. And then getting to play a PPA Challenger with you.
Let's go. I can't wait for that, Kevin. That's where I'll get the gold medal, 100%.
Let's get that on the books whenever you're healthy.
Portland, man. Portland.
Okay.
Portland, Maine, bro. You take Maggie up there. I'll take Jordan. We'll do a little trip. Oh no, any challenger. Listen. I'll be surprised if I get drafted by an MLP team. Unless they just go by looks and personality, in which case I'll definitely be drafted. But if they're going by the actual, if they're going by actual doubles pickleball pedigree, I would say I probably won't be drafted. But
when does the draft happen?
It's end of February. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe they will.
You're going to need some serious recency bias.
I have high upside, but sure, exactly. Maybe if I win a couple turns. But I honestly, it wouldn't bother me if I wasn't, because then I'll have the whole summer to train and play challengers and doubles, which is what I would do. If I don't get drafted, then I'll just play the full challenger slate.
That might be more reps and more money.
Yeah.
Seriously. So.
For sure. So, well.
All right.
Guys, thanks so much for coming along with this journey with us. We really appreciate you. Kevin, there you are with your paddles. It's been a lot of fun, brother. We look forward to this next year. We wish you guys peace, happiness, blessings, best of luck, whatever you're pursuing through the moment. If you're going through a tough moment, this too shall pass. And thanks for rocking with us.
Sounds good. All right.
We'll see you maybe in a couple weeks, Kev. We'll check in beginning of the year. I'll maybe before my surgery or after my surgery, and then we will look to get on more of a regular schedule in the new year, trying to put out more content as I'm back competing and Kevin starts competing a little bit more as well.
All right. Sounds good. See you guys in the new year. No?
All right. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa. We'll see ya.
So that's not a little bored. That sucks. Life's tough. Last thing I need is more stuff. It's true. I need a little more time with you and more rosé with my love.